Hi, welcome back to Mike's Diabetes World. Well, it's a little bit later, as you can see here. It's not 5 in the morning, it's 5 at night. But I just want to get this video out of the way because I have to go for a CAT scan today. So I just wanted to make sure we all are copacetic. I'm fully calibrated. I calibrated before dinner. Current blood sugar is at 7.2. I had a correction at 4:30, and that sort of started my downfall, not my downfall, but my lowering of the blood sugar. I had an insulin at 5.825 units. That was the insulin with my dinner, so that's my bolus. I had down here, you see I have a meal. So let's turn it over. Another big win. 93% in range, above is 10, below 3.9, Zippo, which is all good. Average blood sugar is 7.7. Another win day. I was supposed to get in contact with my diabetic nurse tomorrow, but that's being put off till the 10th. So, all good. Today, I want to talk to you about what you use your hospitals for. And stay tuned, we'll be right back. This channel is provided for informational purposes only. Contact your physician for any diagnostic or treatment plan. Okay, so what do we use the hospital for? Here, let me see if I can get it a little bit better. There we go. A little bit further away. Hospitals. They're great when you actually need emergency care. Now, I kind of introduced this thought to you in, was it yesterday's video? You need to know your local hospital, know what they're able to do for you there. Now, not every hospital could have a diabetes section. In Fraser Health, we're kind of lucky that every hospital has at least a diabetic nurse. Royal Columbian doesn't have a great diabetic center. That's moved up the hill a bit away from the hospital. That's just a simple way of doing it. Now, if you need emergency medical treatment, now most of you can remember when you were diagnosed. A lot of you went through the emergency and the emergency process. I didn't. I was just sort of told, eat a low-carb meal tonight. Okay, I didn't know what that meant. My mother did, though. And show up at the hospital, I think it was 12. I think we were scheduled for 12. I went in there. I thought it was a great adventure. While I was on the verge of going into full DKA, I was still kind of okay. I was showing ketones, but I wasn't that sick. It was years later that I learned what real sickness felt like. So, DKA, that's an emergency. Heart attacks, that's an emergency. If you're unable to breathe, that's an emergency. Now, there's been a new beast out there. Two of them, actually. There's a walk-in clinic, and there's, I know they're UPCCs, but they're urgent care centers. If you have like a fever, or you just want someone to look at your diabetes records, you're having some issues, that's where you go for that. But full out hospital and full out emergencies is if you've gone into DKA, if your blood sugar has dropped. And it can happen fairly quickly. You can drop, boom. You could also go the other way very quickly. But the two extremes is when you need to be in the hospital. And usually a low, they will stabilize you in emergency, give you a ham sandwich or a cheese sandwich and let you go. Sometimes they think it's best for you to stay. If you're usually high and in DKA, you're going to be staying a while. The best place for a diabetic to gain control of their diabetes is out there living their own life. Being in a hospital is not the best. I'm in here because of other complications with my diabetes. But I don't go to emergency unless there's something going on that's quite serious. Just think about it. There's been an ongoing joke for years that some people show up in emergency and say, "Oh, I have a sore throat." Well, okay, how long have you had this sore throat? Oh, well, it's been a day and a half. It's kind of like, you don't need to be seen in emergency. Urgent care centers can also take care of broken bones. You may see a doctor, nurse practitioner. It can help quite a bit. Some even have dietitians. What they really want to do is the emergency departments in the hospital need to be there to treat the most serious conditions. In this facility, it's a long-term care facility, better known as a rest home. But if we start being not well, for me, I was not well for about 2 weeks, and I was really kind of listless. I was really sort of pale. I guess I'm a little pale now. I was sent over And I was sent to emergency because that's the closest hospital to care. But it goes through a level of doctor. If your doctor tells you to go to emergency, it's probably a good idea you go to emergency. Imagine that. But there's so many things that can help you over the years. I can remember we moved from East Vancouver down into Kitsilano. Kitsilano is the trendy part of town, okay? My sister and I stayed with her boyfriend, and her syringes were packed away, and I didn't even think about it because we were just going to go over to the apartment and we were going to move in. Things changed a bit when we got to the apartment. Things weren't ready, so I had to go stay with my sister's boyfriend for some reason. She was going to go stay at the friends or whatever. And anyway, I woke up the next day. We didn't have any syringes. All I knew was I needed a prescription for them. The rules have kind of relaxed a bit now. So I had to go to emergency. Back then, there was no urgent care facility. They gave me some syringes and I went out. The next day, we were able to move in, got everything ready, and we're set to go. I was only there for, 2 months. But then I went to live with my dad. But it was a resource. But now our resources are stretched so thin, and people are going there that aren't really that sick. And so it gets tied up. So really, think about it. The best place to treat, you can contact, if it's your pump people, you can contact your pump people. You can take a look online. There's an awful lot more resources open to you that can get you through tight situations. Your endocrinologist usually have someone else who's on duty who can answer questions. It's as simple as that. Leave the emergency room at the hospital for when you're really sick, either unconscious and need help, or you're in DKA. Either one is life-threatening. That's the term I was looking for. Life-threatening. But save the emergency rooms for true emergencies. You can look for walk-in clinics and urgent care facilities. Think about it and know what's open to you before you need it. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye now. My email is mikesdiabetesworld@gmail.com. mikesdiabetesworld@gmail.com.